to the fabric of its bustling markets, historic buildings, the people, and that has shaped our legacy. From the towering Juma Masjid Mosque to the majestic Emmanuel Cathedral to the iconic tea rooms and shops that have stood the test of time. The Casbah, more than just a place, it's an experience. It's a life that seems to have faded away into memory. This will evolve into a regular Friday evening series on the show, and you can share your memories and experience and family stories with us by calling in or sending us a WhatsApp, which we will read out on the show.
Tune in to Let's Chat on Radio Al Ansar and enjoy the stroll down memory lane together. Let's Chat this and every Friday at 9 p.m.
सोचा मेरिया मदीने वाले जांदियां दुरूदा दी सदा बन के मेरे लब्बां उते हो के उड़ रहिंदे ने मदीने दी दुआ बन के सोचा मेरिया सोचा मेरिया सोचा मेरिया सोचा मेरिया सोचा मेरिया.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. It's 6 minutes after 9 o'clock, and you with me, Buddy Governor, and my brother
Faisal MJ Sulaiman. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Excellent. It's Echoes of the Casbah. It's a Friday night. We're back again, inshallah, on a lovely Friday evening. Faisal, you want to start off with the dua?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة المتقين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم سيدنا محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. All praise due to Allah, the Lord, cherisher, nourisher, sustainer and master of the universe, the most gracious, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Ya Allah, it is only you that we worship, and your guidance that we seek. Ya Allah, keep us on the straight path. Ya Allah, show us the choice of blessings. Ya Allah, show us the mercy. Ya Allah, guide us. Greetings, salam, salutations on our beloved Nabi Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yes, it is 9 minutes past 9. Correct, yeah, 9 minutes
on a Friday night.
Absolutely.
Echoes of the Casbah. So what we're going to start off with, Faisal, tonight is a biology lesson.
Biology. That was not my favorite subject.
Exactly. Well, it wasn't the mandate for tonight, but just hang in there. So we have this body, okay, and the body is actually lifeless without blood.
Okay.
So it's the blood that actually keeps us going. Mm-hmm. But there's something that the blood needs.
The arteries.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're telling me you were not good at biology, Faisal. So the arteries are what is paramount, so that the blood flows through, and it really, the entire body is nourished. Now let's take this back to the Casbah, Faisal.
Okay.
Because yes, we have all the buildings, the body,
we have all the people.
The blood, but it's the arteries that made us move around and actually engage with people from other streets.
You've actually got me thinking now.
Absolutely.
Are you referring to some of those lanes or
passages, those lanes, those arcades?
We used to call them gullies.
Gullies, whatever you want to call it,
Okay.
Some of them didn't go to anywhere, like a Kismet arcade, but it was iconic. And then you had those ones that went from one street to the other street, Shiraz Arcade. So tonight that's what we're talking about. We're talking about all those lanes, all those passages, all those gullies.
But you know something? Every one of them had some shop that was unique.
That's what we want to pick out.
And that, we wanted to go to that particular arcade or lane or whatever you call it, to go to a particular shop.
Exactly. That's what we want to pick out. But when you say we, maybe our mums, our dads, or our grandparents would want something from there, send you, maybe took you once, but those are what we actually want to actually talk about tonight. It's not just the arcades. We want to try and remember those little shops that were in the arcades. What did you do there? What did you buy? Was it one of your favorite shops? We want to talk about that tonight.
There was something that made every arcade popular. Everyone individually, there was something that made it popular. Now you got me thinking, but let's not do the thinking. Let's listen to the thinking. 060-904-1056. 060-904-1056. Let those WhatsApp messages roll.
Indeed, and we are certainly looking at the screen, so your messages will come in, and we want you to interact tonight because it is so important. So let's look at Grey Street, Casbah area, Faisal. We spoke about it. It had all these arcades, passages. Some, as I said, went to a dead end like Kismet Arcade.
Yeah.
But it still had some important shops in there. One of which you just mentioned
before. You
before.
wanted a steak sandwich. You went to Kismet Arcade. You went to Vita Snacks.
Exactly, that's right.
And
well,
not
exactly.
negotiable.
And if you wanted that special burger, then you went to Tasty Eats in Shiraz Arcade.
Yes.
That
and
was
if you wanted those chips with the works, if I can put it that way, then it was Pravina's
in Victoria. Yeah. Although Pravina's went to dead end. It didn't go through, but still, I mean, how many people walk through Pravina's every Saturday, for instance, to buy that plate of chips?
It was, 7 cents.
What was it about that chips, Faisal?
I think
because the other shops sell chips.
I think it was the idea of the works, the vinegar and the chili powder. Anyway, you're getting me hungry. So.
Absolutely. So we're talking about those arcades, and some of them are like Kismet Arcade, Shiraz Arcade,
and Arcade, Madras Arcade.
Isn't that the most famous of all arcades in town? Ajmeri Arcade.
Yes.
The whites even know about it because they were frequenting that to buy ribbons and material and records. That was important. So we're talking about those arcades. Another arcade, Faisal, which came up. And then after a while it closed off. You remember Oriental Bazaar?
Oh yes, Oriental Bazaar. Yes,
it wasn't really. Yes, it went through that building. You could have walked around.
Yes,
but it went through that building, and it was just something else inside there.
Yes, definitely.
So we're talking about all of those things. The Victoria Street Market passages, the courtyards, Oriental Bazaar, Ajmeri Arcade, Shiraz Arcade, Kismet Arcade, even Good Hope Centre.
Yes,
you walked into Good Hope Centre. All those shops were around you. How iconic was that? Yeah. Let's talk about that. We'd love to hear from you. Messages are rolling in. We're going to be reading them a bit, but Faisal, that number one more time.
060-904-1056.
There you go.
Oh boy, okay.
Let's have a look.
Let's go for it. Yep, start there. Go for it.
Okay, the first message says Lockhart Arcade linked Queen Street to Commercial Road. Yep, it did. But if you knew before the arcade actually was there, you could still get through from Queen Street to Commercial Road if you walked in that passage that was below Waquf building. So there was no arcade decided. There was a box factory.
Box factory was a little gate that you had to go through. And
then it says there's Sherazad restaurant in Lockhart Arcade.
Yes,
exactly.
And that was the one where you went down the steps.
That's right.
Okay.
Faisal, just before we start, we lost a friend today, a mutual friend.
Yes, So
Soli Somra from Queen Street. He was always hanging about Hussein's building, that area, and today, sadly, he passed away. May Allah grant him the highest status in Jannah.
Ameen. What a wonderful guy.
Absolutely.
We studied for Matric together. We studied at varsity together. It was excellent.
I was actually talking to Farhana at lunch today, and I was saying that you were with them as well, because they used to hang around with Gamzee, Mackie, Sherwood. You guys were all there. And
he was with us more in Prince Edward than Queen's. But he was with us.
Absolutely.
Okay, that was
that message.
Let's look at this one. Okay, that's the same one.
Down the bottom, there you go, up there. Click on that top one.
Okay, I'm clicking on that. Okay, it says Salams. I think in Shiraz Arcade Tasty Eats for the quarter by beans bunny. That was my Saturday brunch. I like the word. In the Madras Arcade IPCA of Sheikh Ahmed Didat was founded there. Yes, correct.
Upstairs.
Upstairs, and also the shops Mayas. Yes, in Madras Arcade, where you ladies went to cover their buttons and belts. Oh yes, you can't forget that.
Look at that, and that comes from Brother Ahmed Badat. But that's important to think about that, Faisal, because that kind of industry is like no more. Covering your belts, your buttons. Those days they would cover the buttons, change every now and then to a different color. And incredible. Lockhart Arcade, Kismet Arcade, Ajmeri Arcade, Shiraz Arcade, of course, goes on to say these arcades were our shortcuts and the lovely shops were a treat in passing.
I like the way she puts that one.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying, Faisal, because we could have walked around big blocks, and occasionally we would. But then there was always these arcades that we were going to walk through. Now,
I like the last one.
The hum, the buzz, the rush to your destination, but you just loved it. No looking behind your back, indeed. unless you pass somebody that you like, you fancy. But Faisal, we live there. Me. We grew up in that area as well.
Yeah.
And these arcades, they were not part of the town planning scheme. They weren't like that arcade between House and Home and Fushi. Yes,
okay.
going to West Street.
Yes.
Those were actual.
Yes. They had names as well.
Yes, they were lanes. They were lanes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hooper Lane.
Yes, Hooper Lane.
I can't remember the rest. Yeah.
These,
School Lane. Yeah.
That's right, School Lane. Now these were made by the developers of the buildings, so they had the foresight to see that if you created a passage from one side to the other, you put shops downstairs, you got a whole commercial hub.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to give it to those guys. They could see things, ahead of themselves.
Go for that one, I think.
Yeah, another message coming in. The name I can't get. It says Prince Walk in Prince Edward Street, into Bond Street, and then into Victoria Walk to get into Victoria Street.
Oh yes.
So I used to hang about there.
Okay.
I used to hang out in Victoria Walk.
Okay.
My friend Farhad Kuvadia, you know Farhad.
Yeah.
I was always there, and Bond Street, Faisal. That was a different part of the world.
That was
there was a vibe that you just cannot.
Yep, you had your crockery shops there and your
the crockery shop. But I've got a
couple
photo.
Of supermarkets, yes.
At the bottom of Bond Street, at the market entrance, across the road was the Macheni.
Yes.
On the corner, there was a thing called Siemens Institute.
Okay. Yes.
Now,
yes.
I didn't know that. I got a photo, and I'm sure at that time, it was white seamen that could probably go and stay and sleep the night over there.
But then there was also a Siemens Institute, which our friend, our late brother Shafad Ahmad Khan, he was with us in Allah grant him high stage. He played a very huge role in that as well.
Okay.
And then all these, these ships that used to come from India and Pakistan.
Okay.
Then they used to have those sailors on board. So he used to bring them, take them to the mosque, show them places where they can have halal food, etc.
Wow, that's incredible. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, there's quite a few messages coming through. Let's go for that one, I think.
Yep, go for it.
Bula Center, you walk through the arcade to go to the library upstairs. Oh, yes.
That's from Prince Edward Street into Leopold Street. That's fairly newish. Yep. Because when I think of the library phase, I'm thinking of one library Victoria Street Library.
Victoria Street.
And that also had an arcade, a passage.
A passage.
But do you remember how we had to walk on the side of the cars?
Yes.
Those cars were parked there.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking to myself, Faisal, if we had to park your car like that today,
how
many scratches would you have on your car? And yet we were careful, weren't we? Not to touch the car. There you go.
Go for it.
Sister Sarah Bibi Mustafa, salam alaikum to you. She says salams to Faisal Bhai and Buddy Bhai. My salams and dua to you and your families and to you as well. Ameen. She said, I would go with my mummy to Ajmeri Arcade. We should go to Jasmine's shop and Madrasa Arcade. We should go there to a jewelry shop. Yeah. And my mummy, and I'm reading as you said, my mummy will make buttons and belts. We used to also go to West Walk Arcade, indeed. Buttons and belts.
Yep, that's very famous. Yes, yeah.
As guys though, we didn't go into those buttons and belt shops.
Only in the mother centers.
Yes, for a particular thing.
For a particular thing.
Lace or a certain color, cotton.
Or just a piece of fabric. Can make a couple of buttons with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that one. The sounds of footsteps, the hum of voices, people talking, beautiful familiar sounds of people you did not know but you resonated with. All strangers but family nonetheless. Indeed. I love that.
That's quite nice because we would walk past these shops in the arcade and you would just greet.
Yes.
You didn't know who they were.
No. You would just.
And they didn't know who you were and they would greet you and greet you.
Yes.
So Faisal, some of the shops that we're talking about in these arcades were tailors and outfitters. They were textile and sari merchants as well.
Yep.
Then what about the spice dealers? You could smell it before you even got to the shop.
Yes.
Jewelry shops.
Yep. And then they had, as I say, when you were on your way to school, you had to stop in Madrasa Arcade in the shop or three shops away from Cathedral Road.
Yes.
Where you had to buy your little sharpened pencil.
Of course.
That was very important.
They remember the jewelry shops as well. Think about it today. Back then there was the jewelry shop, front door wide open.
Yes.
Seiko watches all over the window. The owner standing in there. Yeah. Today,
you
go through gates in the front.
Go through 10 gates to get there. And that too, you're not even sure if it's there what you want.
Another shop that was always in some sort of arcade was those watch repair shops where the guy sat in the window. Willie.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yep. Okay.
Then you get shoe shops, shoe repair cobblers.
Shoemakers, yes. You got a message from Brother Asad Akbar. Salams, how are you guys? Walaikum salam. Juma Mubarak and Patel in Grey Street, famous Bunny Place, and okay in West Street. Have a good evening and weekend. Thank you. Good show on Friday night. This message comes from Muhammad Asad from Reservoir Hills, Durban.
Of course.
Jazakallah khair. You can't forget those shops.
Of course.
Okay.
Sarah Bibi Mustafa says, what about Quran jewelers?
It must be Queen jewelers.
Queen jewelers, yeah.
Yeah, probably Queens, yeah. It's these messages do happen,
Yes.
Okay.
The famous Lay shop was located in Ajmeri Arcade, and the other branch was in Sayani Center. Yes, I remember that very, very well.
I can picture the shop.
Exactly. Very next to Govan Mora. Shoe shops and shoe repair shops. Then you would get those traditional medicine shops, especially in Ajmeri Arcade. And now it's more. It's much more now. There's more. Then you would get the record store, Faisal.
Oh yes,
there was that one with all those 7 singles and LPs, and you know, the sound would be blaring down the arcade.
Yep.
You just knew. Then you'd get the cafe and tea room where Faisal, back then the word tea room actually meant tea room.
You mean you
could get a cup of tea. Exactly.
Okay, I wonder where that came from.
Yes, no, you could get a cup of tea. Then there was the hairdresser or a barber shop. Well, not so much a hairdresser, it was more a barber shop.
We never knew what hairdressers were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you ever come across any money lending stores?
No, I didn't.
I don't think so. We knew about it. Well, they probably were there.
They were there, but
in the back.
Yes, but we didn't know about it.
We didn't know about that.
Yeah, because we had no money to lend.
No, exactly. No money to lend, and we didn't borrow. So we just went without.
Yes, of course. No, but there's a variety of shops.
Absolutely.
And as you know, somebody said, the atmosphere there was something else. And these arcades were crowded. They were busy.
Faisal, one thing.
Yeah.
You say busy. That was absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Did you ever come across dirt and filth on the floor?
Nope.
Not at all.
No. It seems like every shop owner took care of his space.
Yeah.
That's where they appeared, because everybody had the broom in their hand.
So yesterday, Faisal, I was in Beta Street in the morning.
Okay.
And at Dominic Court, which is just off next to Twin Stores. And that arcade goes from there to Fountain Lane,
yes.
and then across the road, and then from that building, which is Purbanda building, comes out into Alice Street.
Alice Street, yes.
Now, funny enough, as a schoolboy, I very seldom walked down that arcade. I would walk on the street side.
Yes.
Because the arcade's not too far from the street. But if you remember, Patson Studios were in that place as
they
well.
Went there.
Gopal Shoe Store.
Yes.
The shoe repair was in the front of Beta Street. Patson was there. That's Ibrahim Patel's father, late father.
In fact, I remember him in Brook Street in the caravan as well.
So I walked through there with my camera, videoing.
Is it? And nobody stopped you?
Ooh, it was, I think if I wasn't a guy from town, knowing that, how to walk properly without being, it would have been dicey. Because I walked through and I can tell you it was dodgy.
It was, yes.
It was dodgy. Firstly, it was badly lit.
Yep.
And then there was guys sitting all over, and they just were looking at me like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm surprised nobody took your camera.
Well, probably they could see that I wasn't just, And then I went through, I videoed it, and I went around, and I posted it on my Facebook page, and people from around the world were saying, man, they miss town. But if you really look at it, from what it was to what it is, totally different.
Totally different. In fact, there's no resemblance or inkling of anything of what happened in the past.
The quality of the shops. Why would that? I don't care who runs the shop there.
Yeah.
Really.
But maintain the quality.
You have a lot of guys from up country that can actually are good business people.
Yes.
But what is it about not looking after your outside?
Yes.
And then I think the city has got a lot to answer for as well, Faisal, because when I came out in the Fountain Lane side,
yeah,
the pavement, the gutter was filled with
Yes,
filthy
yes,
water.
Yes.
That I was a bit concerned to even step over. I wasn't going to touch the water.
Yeah.
But stepping over.
Yes, Okay, let's see. The famous dish shop was located. Okay, we read that. The famous Queen Street Wimpy was located in Gurub Center. Also, Gani Osman, the watch shop, now evolved as the current Osman's cash and carry. And also, the dentist, Dr. Umar.
Upstairs.
Yeah, Allah grant him high stays in Jannah. Ameen. Ameen.
Yeah, when you're talking about Queen Street Gurub Center, you come inside. When you're looking at it, on the left was Hansa's, on the right was Wimpy.
Yeah.
You'd go inside, and then on the left, you would have the hairdressing salon.
Yes.
Then you have Ralph John's photographers there.
And then the florist shop.
The Ram Brothers were there.
Yeah.
The realtors agency was there, and then Gani Osman on the right-hand side.
Yes.
And they would sell incredible watches, but they also have these watches that were cheapies, and you get these guys that would come and buy watches, go and sell them on the street. They were up and down in that, but it was really such a good business area as well. Another message comes in. It says, salams to the team, family listening in, and the ummah. Walaikum salam. MashaAllah program as always. Oh yes, I saw this Arshad yesterday while I was walking. There you go. He says, was good to see you, Big Brew, in Beater Street yesterday. Take care, salams and dua. That's brother Arshad Ari Khan from Kala Street, who is a big Manchester United supporter. but I must say, he caught me. So there was proof that I was there by myself. Because as I was across, I wasn't even looking at the people, I was looking at the building. He was like, hey, salams, buddy. It was good to see him.
Mishimam Shera Bibi Khan says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My mum used to have a store in the Indian market before it burned down. She used to make bridal bouquets with crepe paper. I used to go through Madrasa Arcade to deliver at NN's boutique. That was in the 70s. Really missed those days. She used to be so safe, undoubtedly.
Absolutely. There was a thing that says my earlier message.
Which one is that?
No, that was way before. No. But the Indian market also was, in a way, a series of passages.
Yes.
Because you just walked through there, and there was the bird shop, there was the meat shop, there was the curry powder shop. It was a whole host.
A whole host of them,
absolutely. Rajab Arcade had Tasty Eats, Globe Center. You can go to Victoria Street. The best burger was Wimpy.
Okay.
Sister Sajida says, salams, welcome salam. My mom was born in Dominion Court. She is now 78 years old. So my sister, you'd know exactly what I was talking about when I said I walked through there. And it used to be such a lovely arcade, as they all were. Faisal, when last you went to Kismet Arcade?
I don't know.
When last you went to Shiraz Arcade?
In fact, what's happened? You just drive past.
Faisal, you're going to have to come with me.
Yeah, you drive past, and unless you got something specific,
you're going to have to come with me.
Yeah.
So I was there last Friday in Grey Street, and I was there yesterday. But I went to Patel's.
Okay.
And I must tell you, the food was really good. I bought something to take away, those little things. That was really good. Brother M.H. Osman, of course, our famous, he says, salams Faisal Bhai and Buddy Bhai. Adam's Takeaway in Beater Street. I used to have a snack and hot tea there early in the morning before going to work in Durban Station. Also used to grab lunch here sometime. Top chows. That's brother M.H. Osman.
Yep. Another message comes, says Sherazad Takeaway. Yes. In the famous Lockhart Center was another famous eating place. Lockhart Center was famous for all the fabric shops, for all the aunties. Right. Yes, definitely.
So the fabric shops were on the right arcade. And the left arcade was clothing. And electrical. And then obviously downstairs Sherazad. Food smelled good there, Faisal. I think Faisal's mouth is watering here.
Okay,
so this message says Shiraz Arcade is filled with Pakistani cell phone shops. Now,
that's current.
Faisal, I can identify with that because when I went there, the floor, number one, is dirty. It looks like, people open a can of Coke maybe 2 years ago
and they forgot to wipe it.
Over and they forgot to wipe it. Exactly. Do you remember walking through Shiraz Arcade and it was glittering?
Yes, I do.
On the right hand was all the furniture. On the left hand was the bridal shop, the clothing shop, gingers, and the windows were sparkling, the floor was clean.
But that
Sadly.
was then. Okay, another message comes. Thank you, brothers, for bringing alive memories of more than 50 years ago. It seems like yesterday, and as you talk, the sounds and smell
There
of the
you
Casbah
go.
comes alive. Can actually see the rush of the Casbians rushing down the arcade. Now, that
Yeah.
I think is most appropriate.
Yeah. So let's cast our mind, Faisal. Okay. You're walking down Shiraz Arcade.
Yeah.
All right. You walk in from Victoria Street. You went into Shiraz Arcade. You walk in, and on the left again, there's the bridal shop. There's the clothing shop. Then you go through that little section where the bioscopes used to come out. There was
Yes.
those two doors on the other side.
Yes.
And I want you to try and tell me what's in your head. You got tasty eats. What smell is in your head?
I'm debating between the chips and the burger, man.
International Plaza.
Yeah.
That's the newer arcade in Queen Street
Yeah.
that goes to Commercial Road.
Yep.
And you know where International Plaza is now was exactly where the tea room
Sam
used to
Hackner.
be.
No.
Well, Sam Hackner
Sam-
before.
yeah.
But then after that, A.V. Muhammad.
Yes, that was next to it. Yes.
That was
Yeah.
all those. That was where our
We
brother, our
had-
late brother Solly, and all
Yeah,
of them used to
all
hang
the-
out.
it was a hangout,
A.V.
yeah.
Muhammad.
Yeah.
Indeed.
In fact, between the arcade and Evimo was another hardware shop called Premier.
That's right. Yes. And then further up, somehow next to each other was all these cosmetic shops.
That was further down.
Soap, and then in the corner in the arcade you get a studio in the back,
Yes.
or where you can print your card, your wedding cards, and in the corner was the shoe shop,
Shoe shop,
across
yes.
from the mosque.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Yeah, but I see we're getting quite a few messages coming through, and everyone's really reminiscing over the past year.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, we've said that already. Sayani Center, Sayani Arcade at Taj Company, local arcade at bridal shops.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So as we said, Faisal, commercial Grey Street was indeed the commercial heart of the Casbah. Everything was happening in Grey Street. That's like the spine.
Yeah.
And then all the roads coming off at Queen, Victoria, Prince Edward, Leopold Street.
You've got the ribs there. And then you've got
Exactly.
the-
That was where we all were, when
Yep.
we'd come out. And
Yeah.
Casbah was the center for fashion and clothing.
Mm-hmm.
It had a whole lot of things. Another message says
Restaurant.
the restaurant in Shiraz Arcade, you had to go upstairs. It was called Golden Peacock. Now wait, that was if you had a couple extra pounds in your
A couple
pocket,
of-
Faisal.
exactly,
We weren't
exactly.
regulars there.
Yes,
You were
yes,
downstairs.
yes. Downstairs. No, you were not allowed.
And then if you wanted to impress this girl, you would probably take her upstairs for a fine dining.
Fine dining. So-called fine
Yes.
dining.
And you remember upstairs from Mr. Carnaby, there was also
Kaiba.
Kaiba, exactly. Ooh, Faisal, you can't
Famous.
get that chow
No,
today.
no,
man.
definitely
No
not.
disrespect to any of
No,
the
no, definitely not.
restaurants, and you just can't get that
No,
food today.
more than the food is that atmosphere, the warmth.
Atmosphere.
Yeah.
Oh man, that
warmth,
was
you know.
something else, eh?
Yep. I see MH Osman also wants to know whether Golden Peacock was in Shiraz Arcade. I think is more. Yeah, it was more on the other side, the
Yes.
Rajas Arcade.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
more and upstairs.
Upstairs, yes.
It was more towards the Queen Street side. Yeah, that's right. Salams, my brother, Salaikum Salam. My dad had a crockery and watch repair shop in Madrasa Arcade since 1947. We had the shop up until COVID. I had so much fun walking around without fear. I used to go to Gani Osman for parts, for watches in Good Hope Centre. Missed those days. I know that shop.
Yep.
I know that shop. And Faisal, the brother here is saying that they had the shop since 1947. They were probably one of a few shops there that was there from the great-grandfather to the grandfather to the father.
Yep.
Absolutely just unbelievable atmosphere in that arcade. And yeah,
Okay,
Jane,
that
that's
comes
really
from
sad. That
Sister
comes from
Farida.
Sister Farida, sorry.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you remember in Victoria Street where the what was that shop that used to sell hi-fis and stuff there?
Go
Sharda Radio.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was there before? Simon's Cafe. There was a tea room. We were probably small.
Yes.
And for some of you probably thinking, when was that? Yeah, we were small, but there was Simon's Cafe, and I remember going in there. And but they say that the first movie house in Durban was a Rowett's Bioscope.
I don't know.
Yes, that's what I heard. Now Cinema, 1953 is when it opened up as well. All the cinemas. Shah Jahan in 1956. I was there yesterday when I was in Beater Street, just looking at it. It's sad.
Yeah, it's something else. Yeah. Something else.
There
I
you
see
go.
lots of our members are typing. Yeah.
Commercial Road used to have Dixie Clothing Shop. That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
And Commercial Road also had fabrics.
Fabrics, yeah.
I saw Hawk's Nest pop up there, Faisal.
Yeah.
Just go one up. There you go. Yep.
Is it there?
There's it there. Remember?
Yes.
It says,
Yeah, that was
remember Hawk's Nest.
That was directly
Now,
opposite Guru Center, yeah.
remember Hawk's Nest.
Yes.
How could we forget Hawk's
You can't.
Nest?
You can't.
That uncle and his son. We've spoken about him a few times, but there's no harm in talking about him again. Absolute first class gentleman. Thin, tall.
Well
I can
dressed.
still remember him in his shirt, his pants, and his topi. And when I look at people like that, I think, man, that's just a little classy, and
Yes.
you know who reminds me of that today?
Tell me.
In our own Al-Ansar.
We'll talk about it later. Okay.
There was the angling shop. They spoke about the angling shop in Queen Street as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but the MH Osman, go for it.
Okay, it says Osman Spices was located in that passage between Amor Isaacs and Queen Street. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. And that arcade also historic, because prior to that, there was a doctor's surgery in that arcade. 1983, 1984, standard 9 and 10. Us class girls and boys used to duck certain lessons in school and go to the Kaiba restaurant. It was tops. That comes from brother MH Osman. I think that's a Reservoir Hills thing.
That's the Reservoir Hills thing.
You know why I'm saying, Faisal? These guys had money. We couldn't duck school and go to a restaurant.
No, we had to move. If you duck school, then if you duck our parents, because everybody knew us in town, man.
If you duck school, we probably didn't even have money for anything. So
this
the Singer Sewing Machine Shop. You know where that was? Queen Street.
Queen Street.
That's right, next to Baker Brothers.
Yes.
The Passage.
Yep.
You know what's iconic about that shop, Faisal? Do you ever remember the poster that was on the door for decades, where the guy was riding a rally bike?
Yep.
And the lion was chasing him.
Yes, I recall.
And the next scene, you see him looking back, and the lion's tired, and he's still fine.
Okay.
So and indeed, lots of messages. Please do send your messages. This is what we wanted exactly.
060-904-1056.
Yeah,
That's 060-904-1056.
Yeah, it's 38 minutes after 9 o'clock. It's Echoes of the Casbah. We're going to take a small break for some adverts. Don't go too far. Use that number that our brother Faisal MJ Sulaiman has given you, and just tell us your memories of the arcades, the lanes, who you bought from, and whereabout was it. We'll be back in a bit.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickville Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Radio Al-Ansar welcomes your feedback. If you have a broadcasting related complaint, please put it in writing and address it to the head of the complaints committee. Include your full name, contact details, a clear description of your complaint, and any supporting documents. You can email your complaint to feedback@alansar.org.za. That's feedback@alansar.org.za. Or bring it in person to our Pietermaritzburg office at 240 Ortman Road, Willowton. Your input helps us serve you better.
For over 5 decades, Sunfoil has nurtured a legacy rooted from our land. From a sunflower seed grown with goodness and love, crafted through excellence, precision, and care. Proudly South African, and the only 100% pure sunflower oil endorsed as a diamond partner by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Cook with confidence, serving the best to the people you love, from one dish to the next. Sunfoil, the heart of good cooking.
اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المرابطين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم شد أزرهم وسدد رميهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم الطف بإخواننا في كل مكان يذكر فيه اسمك يا أرحم الراحمين. استنصروك يا الله فانصرهم. اللهم ارحم الضعفاء والفقراء والمساكين والأيتام والنازحين والمشردين والأسرى يا أرحم الراحمين.
اللهم أنج المستضعفين من المسلمين في فلسطين. اللهم كن لهم عونا ونصيرا. اللهم كن لإخواننا المرابطين في المسجد الأقصى. اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم فرج همهم، نفس كربهم، داوي جرحاهم، عاف مبتلاهم، اشف مرضاهم، ارحم موتاهم، تقبل شهداءهم.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al Ansar.
Rabbi, you alone be worshipped. Rabbi, from you is peace.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM, Peter Maritzburg 105.6 FM.
Radio Al Ansar.
You are the mercy, you are Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. You are eternal, you are loving.
42 minutes after 9 o'clock, it echoes of the Casbah, and the messages are flying in indeed. This is exactly what we actually wanted to get, because this is your show as well. We're talking about the passages, the lanes, the arcades. We sort of aligned it with the body, meaning that we got the blood, which is the people, we got the body, which is the buildings, but it's the actual, all those veins, all those arteries that is so important to make sure that that blood flows. That's exactly what it is. Faisal, you know, you're saying the memory is just coming back to you of all these shops, and I'm sure as you're thinking about it, you can see yourself walking. I can see a young Faisal walking around.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Definitely.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you can take the next
Sarah
one.
Bibi Mustafa says...
No, this is another one.
No, it's not. Yes,
arcades.
sorry, it's another one. It says there are 2 arcades. Dr. Isaac was located in the other arcade. And they said if you got sick, you know, he was like really upset with you. And his son was the receptionist. Oh, incredible. Then also it goes on to say, more recently, LCT Centre in Albert Street, Country Bake and Talk of the Town was based there. Absolutely. What was there before that centre was Albert Street School, which was a coloured school that stood for vacant for many years, but they broke it down and built that.
Okay. This says the shops in Madrasa Arcade that sold school supplies was Uncle Casbah's shop. Yes. Pencils, rulers, rubbers, etc. Cost a few cents, absolutely.
And we would buy one every morning.
Every morning.
You know, you either lost your pencil or you lost your ruler, you would go there. A.V. Mohammed's in Queen Street, my grandfather's shop. Your grandfather was a legend. Your grandfather and your, I don't know if it's your father or your uncles, but all of them are legends. I grew up under them. I know them very well. I still met 1 or 2 of the brothers, but their grandfather, absolute legend. You know, Faisal, let's just spend a minute on A.V. Mohammed. You know, these guys were real people's people. I know for a fact. You know, they would give things on credit.
Yes.
So you remember A.V. Mohammed was 2 shops.
Yes.
One was the tea room, and the other one's like a grocery, so you could walk through. Yes.
Market, yes.
And they would give people on account tin fish, food, you know, daily food. People were living day to day there.
Yes.
And these guys, man, A.V. Mohammed, and I remember the uncles so well.
My family actually.
I grew up under them, you know. I remember him so well, and he was, you know, there was these large men, but they were so patient.
Yes.
They were so humble. May Allah grant them the highest status in
fact,
Jannah.
He just tells me A.V. Mohammed's Queenstown grandfather's shop. My father was Jones. Of course. Yes, Jones. Razak, my brother, of course. Thank you for that message. I'm glad you're listening in.
Yes.
Okay, let's just go to the top here.
Yep.
Okay, it comes from Brother Fame. Okay. There's a voice note, I think, let's just
But it
say Harry
says-
Thomas, my mum's shop is now 131 years old.
Wow. I wonder where that is. Tell us more about that, Brother Frank.
Okay, you know this one.
Salams Brew. Alaikum salam. Do you remember Brother Faisal? Do you or Brother Faisal remember Petticoat Lane opposite Victoria Street Market where Bobat's gym was upset? Of course, it went to Queen Street. It was once a bustling passage which was later taken down, and now Fish Market Street. That's from our brother Shane, of course. You know, Bobat's gym was there. It was legendary as well. But they called it Petticoat Lane. I remember that there indeed. Thank you for that, Faisal.
Okay, True Cafe. Okay, no, let's go up top.
You know, my wife Farana lived next door to Truro Cafe, and she talks fondly about these people.
I think you're going to read.
Says Salams, Buddy and Faisal. Walaikum salam. The first halal burger shop was called Vita Snacks. And they sold the best burgers and steak sandwiches. It was owned by Dawud Mia right at the back of Kismet Arcade. Avalon Tea Room sold all the comics and imported magazines. I used to buy all my shoot magazines, and I still have them.
You still have them?
Every
you told me
copy,
you told me
exactly.
that. And of course,
you could buy Meeboss for 5 cents from Mr. Sony. And you know what? Mr. Sony was the fastest bottle cap opener south of the Nile River. And then Truro Cafe in Nearport Street, next to Anjuman School, Mrs. Naidu and her son Narendra.
I can still picture them.
That's right. They sold a good beans bunny. Oh man, you are spilling the beans here. That's a good one. Thank you very much for that.
What this says, you could find everything from menorah razor blades, shoelaces, combs to camphor, Vaseline, creams, toothpaste, soaps. That's in one tiny shop in Queen Street.
Everything, indeed.
And then, of course, you go to the famous Basa 152 for any material you're looking for.
Faisal, you know, when you walked past Hussein's building in Queen Street, then you came to the bank.
Yes,
there was that
bank.
Yeah. And then as you passed the bank, there was that small shop that sold. They sold cosmetics, toothpaste. Do you remember that smell of that soap?
Yes.
That big soap. There was that. Clean, eh? Absolutely.
Okay.
Brother Fahim, no, don't worry, we'll listen to the voice. But your mum's shop, 131 years old. Oh man, that's just incredible. Incredible.
Okay.
In Victoria Street, there were many passages. I remember going to the barber shop in one of those passages as well. Indeed. You know what memories I have of a passage in Victoria Street? Going to the dentist, Faisal.
Oh, okay.
And those days, going to the dentist wasn't a pleasant thing. It was always, you knew you were going to, and it was always on the first floor.
Yes.
And you remember that room was like sterile. People will be sitting there, all of them nervous.
And as many of them after the injection.
Why did a dentist always have a fish tank in their rooms, in the waiting room?
Maybe to divert your attention. Okay, let's see what Sarabi Mustafa says. But now I still walk through from Broad Walk, then West Street, and through Foundry Lane. Then I use all the arcades. Okay.
Foundry Lane was a beautiful lane because it had a lot of where you could buy, ladies would buy those ribbons and all those knickknacks. Then there was also the stationery shop there where they would sell all these pencils, but the fancy pencils, pens and coloring pencils. Indeed.
Okay,
well, so in the Casbah, normally people would go and buy groceries, spices at the market. You would walk to Grey Street for your clothes, whether it's Eid Day or whether it was just going to go buy something. And the ladies would go there to buy their material. Across the road from Patel's, there was Srimati, all those stores.
Yes, all the
beautiful,
stores
beautiful.
Yes.
Then, of course, Faisal, the jeweler shops.
Yes.
And do you know where the jeweler shop owner lived?
Above.
Upstairs. Exactly.
Yes.
How's that? Absolutely.
Gino's Cafe was opposite Raj.
That's
right. And had 2 soccer machines. Yes, of course. You can't forget that.
Yeah. I remember Gino's Cafe, and I remember it wasn't well stocked.
Yes.
But I don't think the stock was the most important thing. Was the football machine.
Yes. Okay, many of our listeners are still typing. But yes, you are listening to the Casbah show. That's the echoes of the Casbah with myself, Faisal M.J. Suleiman and Buddy Govender.
Yes.
And of course, we look forward to your WhatsApp messages 060-904-1056.
Faisal, on the first floor of quite a few of the buildings as well, there were lawyers.
There were lawyers there, yes.
You know, there was a law company, and if you bought a property, you would then go upstairs and arrange to have the transfer or something like that.
Yes.
There was always these law companies. One of the other things that I noticed in one of the next to closer to West Street, that lane where the West Street Mosque is, that building on the corner, Savile Street, upstairs,
yes,
there was a
Chambers.
violin repair shop.
Okay.
Today that art is totally gone.
Yep. Okay, and not to forget Danji's Cafe on the corner of Grey Street and Victoria Street. They sold good fruit. They forgot the popcorn, man. Yeah. Okay, Danji, the phone booth was in Victoria Street outside a little laundry shop. Yes,
Uncle
China had his big Valiant parked outside. You can't forget this.
Uncle China's Valiant was parked outside, but there was a small little phone where they could only receive calls. Remember, for the taxis, guys.
Yes. Yeah. Where was Casbah Arcade? Now I remember this arcade. It's still there in Prince Edward Street.
Prince Edward Street.
Yep.
Cannot forget that one. Indeed.
Yep.
Ideals had beautiful Eid clothes, and Ideals. Remember New Shop, Faisal?
Yes.
Do you remember their sign was that tree with all the branches?
Yes.
And every branch had a address.
Address on it, yes.
Oh man, that's just also, Ideals, beautiful Eid clothes indeed. Yep.
Okay, Fahim says Ram Brothers Florissant Grove Center, my grandmother.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I know them very well. Grew up there, obviously, from Good Hope Center myself. I lived in Good Hope Center for, Faisal, over 30 years.
Okay.
We were the second people to move into Good Hope Center. Second family,
so
my father.
I was about to say 1/3 of your life, but
so you gave that away, Faisal.
Okay.
Lipo Street was a dead end with all the cartage trucks parked at the railway side.
Yep.
And at the dead end, remember what was spray painted on the wall? Beware of the pickpockets.
Beware of the pickpockets. Yes, of course.
Indeed.
Over there in Victoria Street that sold sterilized milk, and of course in 1 and 2 liters.
Yeah, but you didn't only go there for the sterilized milk.
No.
Do you remember people would buy the birthday cake?
Yes, the birthday
and
cake.
they would have them in that fridge.
And the orange juice.
Yes. Indeed, Clover Dairies,
Yep, and that comes from Shireen Peer.
Oh, yes, thank you.
And the little balcony, could you just read that one?
The little balcony on top of some of the shops in Grey Street. Some members of the family would be looking over the balustrades or hanging out clothes on the balcony. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you we're talking about the 60s and 70s, those balconies on top of the shops were the owner's family of the shop. They were living upstairs, most times.
Yep. Okay.
Out there in Lipo Street had the post office. Yes, it did, near the tea room. The tea room was on that corner as well. But I forgot about that post office, Faisal.
Yes.
Because when you come off the bridge, that iron bridge,
into the
post office would be there.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't.
The famous
Thank you for that one.
Yeah, the famous Manja's Cafe in Cathedral Road. You had to walk down the passage. Yes.
What a passage to walk down. Because you knew you were going into magic after that, eh?
Yeah, and what made Casbah Arcade famous?
Dr. Gunam?
Casbah Arcade.
Oh, Casbah Arcade.
Yeah.
Oh, well, of late.
Yes.
Yes. That massage. People used to queue up there.
Yeah, for Malik massaging.
Is he not there anymore?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Of late. Javeri's building.
And
people would hang their washing and stuff like that there.
The bridge took you across the railway line into Alice Street.
That's right. That was my route to school when I was at St. Anthony School.
Is it? Okay.
So I would go through that. And again, from Victoria Street, we didn't go around. We took all these little gullies from Victoria into Bond, from Bond into Prince Edward, went into Cross Street, over the Iron Bridge, and then walked down Cross Street towards the schools.
Yeah, okay. Sister Rashida says
Queen City Arcade.
Queen City Arcade. Yes, okay.
So what were some of the things we used to buy, Faisal? So how hungry are you now? Let me give you some idea. If you stopped off at one of the shops now, Faisal, you could have like a masala tea with a jalebi or a barfi, or you could have a samosa. But you know what I think I'm looking at Faisal now. Guess what I can see in your eye, Faisal?
Yeah,
a hot puri pata.
Yes, of course. Undoubtedly.
Indeed.
Let's see, Bond Street for crockery and pots, definitely.
Yes. That was amazing how certain places, crockery, pots, even teaspoons and all the spoons, the knives and forks.
All of them,
Even Cross Street. Cross Street towards Short Street, before Short Street, before Prince Edward
Before
Street.
Prince Edward Street, actually,
Yeah,
between
that's right. Between Victoria and
Prince Edward
Bond
Street.
Street.
And then, what about all the salons
Yes.
in all these passages and arcades? Come, ladies, share some memories.
Yes, of
Wow.
course.
Yes,
The
definitely.
salons and the barber shops and stuff like that. There's, incredible that we had all these things there, and indeed. So,
And yes, Sister Sarah Bibi Mustafa says that my mommy's whole family was born in May Street. We grew up in town. They were
Rabubi's
family. Okay, my mommy. Okay. All right, 060-904-1056. We've got like about 4 minutes left for the show.
Yep.
And Cross Street, there was a shop that played music, and some locals would go to Zulu dance. Okay,
that's right. Cross Street was just between Bond Street and Prince Edward Street.
Yes, I remember.
And next door to it was a Muti shop.
Yes.
Yep. So let's take a typical Saturday walk through town, Faisal. Okay. So your mum says to you, Faisal, you need to get me, and she gave you a list. Okay.
Me a list, yes.
So you would then go. You got she got their fabrics. Where would you go for fabrics?
Fabrics, you just go to Commercial Road. That's when
Commercial Road. Then you got on the next on the list. You got some spices.
We got a choice now.
Yeah, but mostly the market.
The market, yeah.
You're going to go there. Now, Faisal, you're feeling a little bit peckish now. You need a packet of potato bhaja to nibble on. Where would you be going? Where would you go?
I'm in a Patel's.
Of course. You go to Patel's, you get your potato bhaja, and you get your cup of tea. And now you want to just stand around and hang out and just chat to one or two of your friends. Where were you standing out?
Then you go to Hansa's Corner. That's where you're going to find your friends, man.
Hansa's Corner. But then you needed to get your meat. You would go to Victoria Street, Sargots, or Muslim Butchery across the road.
Yes.
If you needed to get your mum wanted butter or margarine on there, then it would be Mysteries in Queen Street. Before Mysteries in Queen Street, there was like an accounting office there, or there was offices.
Wasn't a hardware shop there? No, it was an office. Okay.
We couldn't see inside.
Oh yes.
We didn't even know the windows were shut and stuff. And then you need to get flowers. Your mum says you need to get a bunch of flowers. Where would you go?
You go to a good center. That's where you're going to get it. Huh?
How's that for a Saturday morning walk?
That's a good walk. Yeah.
Indeed.
So we're just reminded that you're not going to get your potato bhajas at Patel's Zone. You'll also get it at Victory Lounge or Bhagat's.
Well,
yes.
Yep. I know there was a thing about Bhagat's face, so not everybody went to Bhagat's. No disrespect to anyone, but I don't think I ever went to Bhagat's. I remember seeing it, walking past it, but in Queen Street, my cousin had a barber shop, hair art.
Oh yes,
Samad, of course. We couldn't forget him. He was iconic, man. Eh?
They say he used styles for grooms getting married.
That's right.
Well, I must say something too. When I got married, I got my haircut by him.
There was only one problem with Samad.
Yeah.
If you went to have a haircut, you had to spend 2 hours waiting.
Yes, of course.
Because the amount of people that wanted a haircut by him.
Okay,
Brother Faisal Saib, salams, alaikum salam. Awesome nostalgic memories down the passages and gullies. My favorite arcade was Shiraz Arcade. Tasty Eats sold the best of baked beans bunny. Just couldn't resist it. Ram Florist in Good Hope Center was my go-to. I had monthly shares there. My wife got a delivery from there every month. Oh, wow. Now I have my own rose bush at home. There you go. I don't know if he's talking about his wife. He has his own rose at home. But a good one there, Faisal.
Good one, absolutely.
Indeed.
Buddy, the messages still coming in.
Hey, Brother Rauf, let's just go to him.
Yes,
I don't want to miss him out.
Okay.
He says, remember Cass from Burger King? Brother Rauf, you know the guys indeed that made whatever. What was your favorite food there, I'm sure? Because that day you wouldn't get, he says the best burgers were in Shiraz Arcade. So that was Tasty Eats.
That was Tasty Eats.
Absolutely, yes. No doubt.
I think he's talking about Burger Ranch.
Burger Ranch, of course. That was Albert Street opposite the movies.
Yeah.
But Burger King, I don't think was out that time. It was Burger Ranch.
Burger Ranch, yeah.
Indeed.
Okay. Jazakallah for the fantastic show.
Jazakallah for all the messages.
There was a takeaway opposite the Great State Masjid, and the man who fried the bhajias had a bhaja on his food.
Captain?
No, Rajputs.
Oh, Rajputs, yes. Well, it depends which side of the market.
Yes.
Of the mosque. Rajputs, fantastic.
Yes.
Burger King in Queen Street, yeah. They were there. They were where after the pizza place.
Okay.
Yes, right. The Burger King was in Queen Street. Yes, Tasty Eats, of course, the best burgers.
Have you been having fun, buddy?
Faisal.
And what happens when you're having fun?
Time flies. Too fast.
Yeah.
Well, there's another message here. It says, it comes from Zaf. It says, MashaAllah, may Allah keep you all fit. Zafar Malik, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. Faisal, it's time. We're way past our time, in fact. Well, nearly there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on this lovely Friday evening. It was great walking down with you, Faisal.
Absolutely.
Into town where we grew up, where we lived. And indeed, next Friday, we're going to be back, inshallah, with another show. But tomorrow...
tomorrow I'm not in. Kelly will be doing my show in the morning.
Okay, great.
But after this, we've got Brother Shabir Basha, who will be doing a show at 11 o'clock, I think. It's a late night show that he's been doing, and he's going to be reminiscing over several issues. It's a mixed show, but it's something that to look forward to. But I think you're back at 3
inshallah,
o'clock.
Tomorrow 3 o'clock. We'll be talking about a whole lot of sport.
The World Cup's over. What are you going to talk
Commonwealth
about?
Games.
Okay.
Nothing that continues to roll. Remember, politics divides a nation. Sports unites a nation.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So,
thank you for joining us. Thank you for having tuned into Radio Al-Ansar and listening to Echoes of the Casbah from myself, Faisal M.J. Sulaiman.
And Buddy Governor.
Of course, Monley, thank you very much
as well.
Thank you. Assalamu
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
في ليلة من الليالي لست أدري ما تراني ظلمة